I don't want to get doxxed like he did to me. So basically, he's an undercover cop. And then he asked, well, is that a threat? I was like, well, are you a cop? And he's like, well, yeah. And unbeknownst to me, it was actually the father of that kid who posted it, of my friend. And then his wife chimed in, yada, yada, yada. And then we just went back and forth, whatever. And he's like, your command you shouldn't be saying those things if you're in the Army, whatever. I was like, bro, you don't even know my last name. He's like, yes, I do. And then he said my last name, and I was like, oh, shit, he does. Wild fact, he knows my dad on a first name basis. Didn't know that because my dad and him worked together. My dad was in part of the fire department, and they worked in kind of the same building. He knows my whole wife's family.
Look at the little baby glass.
Who found it?
Sorry.
What's that?
Oh, it's just other people in Zoom talking, maybe in their own.
Roommate in the room.
Anyway, so yeah. And then I talked with his son. I was like, listen, man, you got to talk to your dad. You got to talk to him, please. Don't. He threatened to go talk to my command because I'm in the military, and he threatened to go talk to my chain of command. He's like, I got contacts, this and that. I'm just like, oh no. So I talked to his son, and then he talked to his dad. He's like, don't worry, man, he's not going to do anything. Yesterday, I get talked to by my platoon sergeant, and he's like, do you remember making a comment about this or this, whatever? I was like, I don't really remember, Sergeant. He's like, well, okay, it's a non-issue. We determined a non-issue, but, the MPs, the military police, they called us, and they said, this happened. Just remember to be mindful. And then I didn't really think anything of it, so I talked to my sergeant major today, and then he's like, yeah, he read off the screenshot word for word. He's like, there was an investigator from my hometown police department who contacted the military police of where I'm stationed at, who then contacted my chain of command. And so basically I got doxxed over a historical matter of fact, and two, a very egotistical police officer who saw it as a threat. And we all know how that is. He feared for his
Everything's
life.
a threat. Yeah.
Right. So basically, I'm already going through enough shit as it is. I'm going through a lot of very bad stuff right now. And that was the last thing I need. I mean, I guess, sure, be mindful. I'm not in really a position to be talking much, but still, and my sergeant major even confirmed, he's like, listen, you got your freedom of speech, man, but just be careful. Just be careful. But still, it's like, how can you be so cowardice and so fearful of your life that you feel that a comment on Facebook is a threat for your life that wasn't directed at you whatsoever, and then you go and contact that person's chain of command?
Right.
See, that's the thing, though, is that he doesn't actually believe that it's a threat against his life. He's using this as a situation to post up against you, basically, and to use his power over you, right, to try to scare you into stop talking, basically, is what this is. And it is a total abuse of his power. And also, your sergeant is correct. As someone who was in the military, you have the complete right and ability to speak about whatever you want, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Right. There's a common misconception that our rights are waived when we sign that dotted line. We still have the right to bear arms. We still have the right to free speech, the right to protest. However, protest can be limited because of
Oh my God.
Yeah, cops are just bitches. They get a thrill off of fucking arguing.
Oh my God.
Marty, everyone pulling up a gun.
They're just a bunch of cocksuckers, and they like narking on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to throw in real quick about George Washington. Don't forget, we also sent regulated tax with.
That's
Yes.
cool.
Oh, you're smoking
I like
a cigar
that.
now?
God, I like that. What you got going on there?
All these
Hey,
guns
is
showed
this
up.
hey, is this in what group is this in? Just curious.
It's
Oh,
everywhere.
this is outside.
Why nobody needed?
Oh, okay, I dig it.
Oh, I'm confused.
so I'm just yeah, it was I had a bit of a heart attack today when I heard that, but thankfully it's a non-issue. And but yeah, I don't know that I've already listen. Actually, I'm gonna tell my story right now. I got ERPO'd. I got ERPO'd by a doctor. You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna take it off the phone. It's kind of damn. I got what's called an extreme risk protection order. I have my firearms taken away because a doctor deemed that events that happened 2 years ago, because of events happened that 2 years ago, I'm high risk soldier. Not. I have no want or means to hurt anyone or myself. And I had my firearms taken away. And they did an illegal search for my house. I didn't consent to a search. And I told them no, actually. And then my commander used her rank and her position and to intimidate me and brought the MPs over in full Tyvek gear and then said, okay, we're going to go in your house right now. And they took all of my firearms. Thankfully, I'm going to get them back at the end of my time in the military, but I have zero way to defend my family. And that's
How much
scary.
longer do you?
I'm getting kicked out, so I'm thinking next January, February. So I got a while.
Wait, so they can
But-
red flag an enlisted soldier?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes.
And they can take your
They'll
firearm.
issue you
Yes.
a firearm to serve, but you can't have one in your house then.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, what happened to me, I would never, I mean this with every sincerity of my heart, I would never want this to happen to anyone because I feel so violated. I have no way to protect myself. I have no way to defend my family.
What are you doing?
What if some drunk person decides to break into my house? You know, like
Right.
I need I got some baseball bats on my wall. Like I make baseball bats. I got baseball. Like, is that really what I'm going to be left with? But no one. It's all because of what one doctor deemed me as, or because of what happened 2 years ago. Events that happened 2 years ago, and I'm completely fine now and healed from those events. But I'm still being held hostage by things that don't even affect me anymore.
Wow.
So there's some family heirlooms. A 30-30 lever action rifle that was passed down from my grandfather to my dad to me. Don't have that no more. A Ruger Security 6 357 stainless steel, very rare version of that revolver. I don't have that anymore. A shotgun I got for, I believe, my 12th birthday. Don't have that anymore. Let's see, a bolt action 243 rifle that my dad gave to me. Nope, don't got that anymore. Like, just all these things were, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I also got charged with failure to obey a general order because I didn't have 3 firearms registered on base.
Oh man.
Christian, he's you want to
It's
weigh in on
leaving-
all that?
No, I'll just literally, like, you're on the way out, and I think that's the best possible thing that could happen for you. Maybe you wanted to serve earnestly, and you thought that was the best thing for you. For me, leaving the military was the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life, like, bar none. Just the amount of freedoms that you regain after selling your body and soul to something that, we won't even have to get into that right now. But I mean, there's a positive side at the end of this, and I know that there's nothing you can do, and your rights have been abused, and that's terrible. But
Don't forget about the preferred parking at Walmart now.
yeah, Jesus.
Oh, God.
You got that going for you.
Yeah.
Got that, I guess.
I completely agree.
Winning.
So in the end, it's all worth it.
Yeah, I honestly, I can't wait. That way and I told my wife this, I'm like, I just can't wait to be free. I get to be free with my family, and we get to go make our own way without having to ask for the government to provide for us. We can find our own home that we can own ourselves. We can make our own money. Like, one thing that's a conundrum for me is I'm getting paid off stolen money. Like that, it just is what it is.
At least you recognize that.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I can't really do nothing about it until I get out. But like, it just
Our
feels
brother knows-
dirty to me, Yeah,
Yeah,
What's
Your glutton for it. He loves it.
yeah.
you don't
At
even
least
have
you
the
at
consent.
least you recognize what it is.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't even have the consent to quit. Like, it's not an option. Like, they
No,
make it
it's great. It's basically voluntary slavery.
Yeah, basically, it's
It really is what it is.
It's the definition of an invalid system and contract as well, too, because there's no way for you to remove your consent once it's been signed. There's no recourse for you. The whole. I mean, first off, the institution is bunk, but the contract you sign is also bunk. So it's a double whammy of just bullshittery. On top of that, pretty much everything we do is unethical. I say we did was unethical. So, you know.
No, and man, I have. If I can get on in the main page in the Patreon group, I'll have a lot more I can say, and I can tell you about my job and what I did. I can't do it anymore, but I firmly agree with you, man. Like I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this.
Tell us more when you're able.
Yeah. When if the live stream, if LLN goes on Patreon, I'll come back on Zoom and I can talk about it more there.
Okay.
I just feel comfortable talking about it off the group. You know what I mean, Mary?
Yeah, definitely.
I've explained a lot of my views to many people, and but it's I'm just very violated at this time. It's been a very very difficult time with and I'm almost grateful for the Army and what I've learned because of it. I've learned how to be a voluntarist. I've learned just how wrong things are anymore, what we actually do. And so really being in the Army has actually taught me all of my libertarian views, because it's like, this is not right. Okay. And then it just compounds on top of that. Like, that's not right. Then how is this right? And how is this right? Well, this doesn't make any sense. This isn't right. This infringes on someone else's rights. And it just goes, it's just a humongous snowball effect.
Do you serve with anybody else who shares similar views, or have you made any friends with similar views?
It's hard.
I would say maybe one or two. I know there are many people that have fed into the military-industrial complex the pure propaganda of, we need to be a world police. I have one friend who's even said that, being world police is wrong, but at this point in time, since we already are there, we have to stay that way to maintain power, which makes sense. It does, because if you as a largest government in the history of the world want to maintain power, then you have to maintain the world's police. And he said, well, what if the United States backs out, then Russia or China will become the world police. I'm just like, who cares? Who cares? As long as we don't hurt anyone else and infringe and violate the non-aggression principle, who gives a damn what another country does? You know what I mean? If they attack us, then that's a whole different ballgame. That's a different story.
Yeah.
I've met a couple. One person that really caught my eye. I was really hoping Adam Kokesh would win the Libertarian Party nomination, just because he was a Marine. He volunteered to go to Iraq, and me being a service member, along with him being a veteran, like that. I guess my heart went out to him. It's like, oh, this guy, he was in this occupation just like me, and so I loved his stance. I mean, I'll just say his platform, and I can't confirm or deny if I agree with it. You can see where I'm going with that. The fact that if he got elected president, he would not be president. His first executive order would be to end all foreign wars, bring all the troops home, and close all bases, declare the federal government bankrupt, and step down and become a custodian of the people. And I'm just like, dude, that's a true servant. That is a true servant of the people. Why would we not want to? If we're going to look for someone that's going to serve the people, why would we not want to look for someone like that? But I understand for other people with like Joe Jorgensen. Joe Jorgensen's their best bet right now. Jacob Hornberger, extremely principled. Man, Adam Kokesh was. And actually, Mary, when he came on your live stream, when you guys had him on, dear goodness, that revolutionized everything I know today. So thank you. That for you doing that changed. That literally changed me.
Oh, I'm glad you were there to watch and hang out and be here and continue to be a part of our family every week. When you're available, work schedule permitting.
Yeah. I'm on, for those in the military, I'm on extra duty right now. So, yeah.
Christian knows.
This is my third Article 15. And I've been in the Army 3.5 years.
Wow.
Damn.
By the time I will be out of the military, I will have a total of 89 days of extra duty.
Wow. Jesus. That is a lot.
I have 45 right now. I got 36 left of this one. My commander, dude, bro. So I butted heads with my platoon sergeant for a very long time, and something that he showed me something that it was different. He told me, I learned from my platoon leader, who's an officer, and he said, here's what you need to know. And that it wasn't, I get you've been butting heads with your platoon sergeant and whatnot, but he was the one that advocated for only reducing you 1 rank. And that's it. When other people wanted me to lose 2 ranks, my commander wanted me busted down all the way to E1, half paid 2 months, 45 days of extra duty, 45 days restriction. If that was to happen, there would be zero way for me to provide for my daughter or my wife. And she doesn't care. But my platoon sergeant was like, okay, let's just bust him down 1 grade, 45 days, and 45 days of extra duty and call it that. And I was very grateful because now I can still actually live without having to ask people to help me out. So that was really cool to see. But like I said, my commander, her old commander, I should say, she wanted to hurt me bad and crush me.
You see that a lot in officer, especially the higher rankings. There's this idea, especially those who've been officers for longer, that you have to keep your enlisted members in line in any sort of dissent, especially in like the Army and the Marines. It's a little
right.
So in like the Air Force and the Navy, but it's really like we have to keep these enlisted morons in line, and the only way to do that is to make examples of them and slap them around. And
right.
Forfeiture of pay and stuff like that. I mean, that is like they can do a lot of messed up things, but that is like the peak of like the unethical, just directly stealing from someone.
Right.
Because at that point they're violating on their own contract, but it's
But it's Congress authorizes it. The interesting thing about that is that I forgot where I was going. Anyway, about military, go back to military pay. The money that my salary is paid for by taxpayer dollars. And obviously, taxation is stuff, right? The interesting thing is that they re-tax it.
Yeah, yeah, I always love that.
Income taxes to the state and to the federal government after it's been already stolen, paid to me, and then they just take it back. Makes no sense at all.
It just compounds. It compounds the one-to-one fallacy. A lot of people have this. The one-to-one fallacy, for anybody who doesn't know, is that people think when you put $1 into the government, you get $1 out through some kind of program or something like that. It's not even remotely close to that. Like, not in the slightest.
At least the VA is well managed. I mean, at least we have that going for us.
Let me tell you what, man. It's a great place.
Yeah, no, I know.
The place is lit.
Oh, so about that, my wife worked at the Idaho State. I'm from Idaho. My wife worked at the Idaho State Veterans Home. She was a CNA. Okay, there was many times where she was on a floor of I think 40 or 50 rooms, where there was her and one other CNA and the head nurse, and that's it. In a whole hallway of 40 or 50 rooms, and there's one doctor that covers that hospital of 500, 600 people, and he comes once a month.
Yeah, this is why people set themselves on fire in VA waiting rooms.
Right, exactly.
It's not like this is a real issue. It's the perfect example of the failure of government healthcare. I mean, it doesn't get more encapsulated than look at how much money we pour in to veterans' healthcare services, and they can't even care for the simplest of ailments. How do you devise an entire nationalized system that cares for each and every person who may have very specific needs, have very specific treatments that are required? I mean, some of these people just have bad knees, which are considered common easy things to fix in the medical world. But I mean, I'm
No,
ranting.
it's the it's the whole Motrin water change your socks idea.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that in the military, and you get pushed out. I've been blessed to have a few good providers where I was able to get like I was like, hey, I can't even. There was a time where I couldn't even sit down with my daughter for 15 minutes on the ground because my back would hurt so bad. And so I was like, hey, listen, I need to go to a chiropractor. My back hurts. He's like, all right, cool. And got me into a chiropractor. I had like 6 months of treatment and whatnot. And now I can actually sit kind of fine. I need to sit against the wall to not feel pain, but like I can actually be on the ground with my daughter now. So like I've actually been blessed to have good providers that, did more than Motrin water, change your socks. However, I've seen both sides. I've seen the good and the bad and the ugly. So, but
That's all.
I just, yeah, my goal in life right now is to go be a wildlands firefighter, and the main thing behind that is I've always wanted to be a firefighter, and 2, I'll actually be able to serve America.
Do it. That's awesome. Please do it. You could save our
Right.
shit.
And yeah, like 1, I'll be serving.
real
The big thing is that I want to serve, and I want to serve people. And I can tell you, as
That
an
is
American
honorable.
soldier,
That is definitely honorable.
right?
If you want to serve people and fuck with cops, join the fire department. It's awesome.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about wildlands fire. Wildlands
Wildland
firefighting.
firefighters are our heroes. Wildland firefighters are our heroes. They've
Right.
saved our whole fucking community.
Wow,
Time and again.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I mean, we live in Oregon. It's
Right.
we deal with wildfires every single summer. So
Right.
those are our heroes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
1,000 acres burning 2 miles from the
Somebody
house.
talk
for
about serving people.
months.
what's that?
Dahmer.jpg. Did somebody talk about serving people?
Oh,
Yeah.
See you.
Jeffrey Dahmer joke.
Lighten the mood.
yeah.
1,000 acres burning 2 miles.
Soylent Green map.
Serving people.
So, anyway, my big thing is that I just want to serve people, and I believed the propaganda. I believed all the commercials of the Army.
We all do.
I thought that I was going to be able to go and serve and Americans and defend freedom, and I obviously haven't done that. And I can tell you, as an American soldier, I have not served one American. I have not served one person. I have, as a youth baseball coach, a youth football coach, I am active in my church, and I serve the youth in my church. But as an American soldier, I can't tell you in good conscience that I've served an American citizen. I've trained to be a warfighter. I've trained to kill people. I don't know, man.
Think of my brother.
Well, it's hard. I mean, especially
It's
like
hard.
you called yourself a voluntarist. I mean, that means you have some sort of ethical framework that you view the world from that's led you to that.
Right.
And the fundamentals behind international warfare is anti-ethics. It is might makes right. It is the lack of ethics. So there's no way you could be in that environment and remain an ethical person. I completely understand where you're coming from and agree wholeheartedly. That's why I'm not there anymore. You know,
It's amazing that you recognize it.
I reckon. So I've been actually asking these questions for a very long time without even realizing it. I really came to that. I came to understand that recently. That I've actually been asking these myself a long time. But I will kind of just cast them away. I used to be a super boomer conservative in high school, like back the blue, thin blue line, like super authoritarian Republican. Only recently did I ever get past the whole border wall thing and actually come to learn that, freedom of movement is a human right. And like, and things like that. And I always thought, pro-death penalty, anti-drug or pro-drug war, yada, yada, yada. And really, like I said, the Army, being in the Army and seeing these things, and then also joining Liberty Memes Patreon, getting around like-minded people, and becoming an actual voluntarist has really taught me that we don't need this. American people don't need this. The people of the world don't need this. Really, the sole purpose of an army is to serve the government, and that all these oaths, the oaths mean nothing. What? I rose my right hand and said some special words. Oaths mean nothing. They only mean something to the individual person. They don't mean something as a collective group. Like I said, the only reason why there are armies and there are navies and militaries is to protect and serve the interests of the government that it defends. And we're seeing that right now. The United States has interests in Iraq, Afghanistan. It has it in the Middle East in regards to power, because that is a humongous power vacuum. And so in order to protect those interests, they have to have a military presence there. And then also in the international waters too, also to protect their supposedly protect interests by provoking other countries to do.
You forgot space.
Yeah.
Space Force.
Space Force.
It's just like
boobs on the moon.
Boots on the moon. There is a positive to Space Force.
Know what your ASVAB score has to be to get onto the Space Force. I'm wondering.
Zero G boobs sound pretty tempting. That's for some tax dollars. I'll fund that.
I'll pay for boobs on the moon.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm all for
Oops on the moon. Wait, what? Where are we going?
I want to see cunts in the craters.
Cities
there we go.
space.
Oh man.
I gotta go to bed, guys. But real quick, if Ryan, I don't know if that's your actual name. I don't know.
No, we're gonna say
that is
not,
your real name.
But
we're gonna say that it's not.
Joe Schmo.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're looking for some good podcasts, check out The Status Quo and Biting the Bullet. That's like people who kind of like were in and then they came through it and like became voluntarists.
I was gonna blame that on Seth.
It's a good lesson.
I will definitely look into that. Appreciate that.
Dude,
Yeah.
E4V is
do
very
that
good.
because they've been there.
Yeah, it's
Same
good
with
shit.
Christian.
Yeah, and they have like discords and stuff with just like people who understand what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And
Yeah,
they want
that's
to
super
connect
important.
with people who
Super important
are
with
going through the same thing. Yep,
what Celeste is saying right now.
exactly.
But yeah, and like as a civilian and a voluntarist, like I'm not mad at people who were in the military or anything. Like I maybe Christian can attest to this too. Like a lot of times, like that's what it takes to like really be involved in the system to know how bad the system is. And like I was a statist once too. Like life is a learning curve, and so
You're gonna come out of this okay.
Oh, I will. I'll actually, as a wildlands firefighter, I can make twice as much money in half the time.
I'm excited.
Most of civilian life can get you twice as much money in half the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, like when I get out,
Love
the
you,
day I get out,
Celeste. Thanks for hanging out.
I do have to go to bed. I have to be
Good
up
night,
again.
Celeste.
Bye.
Good night. We love you so
Bye.
much.
Bye, guys.
Resident pie maker. Woo! Celeste is awesome. She's beautiful. I love her so much.
So the day I get out, I'm gonna obviously go apply in a million different places. But what I plan on doing at night, Postmates, Uber Eats, Grubhub, etc. Like my brother makes $700 a week doing just food delivery.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
But did it pay for college?
Go do the thing, you know?
Gig economy.
I mean, really, because I want to ask you, what got you into the military? Because I was recruited heavily, like in high school. I think because I kept saying I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do, and all my friends had this path, and it was like I just didn't know. And so, like the recruiter kept coming to me. Like, here, let's talk, and like trying to take me out of class and like take tests and talk. And I was like, I don't want to go into the military. But I'm getting out of class, so like that's cool.
All right, so I got a little bit of a family history with the military. So my great grandfather served in World War One. On my father's side.
Sounds like a movie.
He actually suffered. No.
Wait,
my great grandfather. Yeah, on my dad's side. On my dad's grandfather's side. He served in World War One. He suffered some severe PTSD. He was actually a very, very abusive man. Anyway, my grandfather served in the Korean War. He also served in the United States Army. My dad almost got drafted to Vietnam until Nixon stopped the draft, thank goodness. My dad was in high school, turned 18 on the tail end of the Vietnam War, and his number was coming up. He almost got drafted, but thankfully Nixon stopped the draft. My brother, he is OEF veteran. He enlisted in the early 2000s. He did some pretty cool shit. I ain't gonna lie, he did some pretty cool stuff. He's told me some of his stories that he was able to do. He took out some very bad people that were wanting to do some very bad things. So I would say that he served the world. I would say that he did, because there were some people there that wanted to hurt innocent people, and he took them out, and he was able to have the opportunity. He is an excellent warfighter. I will say that. I will say that he is. If you're wanting to look for a good soldier and a good man and a good leader, he is that man. I have such high respect for my brother, just for everything that he's done. And then along came Polly, which is me. So I served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I served in 2014 and 2015. I served in the Utah Provo mission, and I still am active Latter-day Saint. And I'm very proud of that, very proud of my faith. I came home. I had to come home early due to some unfortunate things that happened. I won't get into that. But it came to a point to where, what am I going to do? I have the opportunity to go back or find a job, join the military, and I decided to join the Army. My big thing was, okay, I've seen my family serve. I've seen, I feel like that I'm very blessed to live in America and have these great freedoms, and I figure, I'll join the Army and defend these liberties and defend these freedoms. And it's like, hey, obviously that is not true. We don't defend liberty anymore. That's not a thing. For, like I said, we serve the purpose of the government. We don't serve the people. So I believed all the propaganda. But my big thing was I wanted to follow in the tracks of my family and serve Americans and defend liberty. That was my big thing. But it is what it is.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay that you signed up. It's okay that you're doing what you're doing right now. Don't beat yourself up for it. You're going to come out of it, and you're going to do what you're really meant to do.
Right.
You are where you are now.
Yeah.
I 100%. I believe that God gave me a choice. He said, "Listen, you can go back on a mission. You can join the Army. What do you want to do?" Mm-hmm. And I believe that God revealed that to me 100%, because those were literally the only two options in my life at the time. Yeah. I have no money to go to school. I'm horrible at saving money. I was going to Buffalo Wild Wings like twice a week when I got back from a mission. Buffalo Wild Wings is my second home. I love that place so much.
That's awesome shit.
Yeah. But I was making.
It is. Even if I can't bring my gun, fuck it, it's good.
Man, I love that.
Another thing too, I could not hold a job to save my life. Believe it or not, this is the longest job I've ever had.
But if you don't have a choice.
You can't quit.
You can't quit.
But so I started off fire sprinkler and fire protection and fire prevention. I was a fire sprinkler pipe fitting apprentice, and the first job I had, it was with a company called Shiloh Fire Protection, and Shiloh Automatic Sprinkler. I got laid off, I should say, after like a month and 4 days. And then I had a 7-day hiatus where I was looking for work, and I got on with a different company called Phoenix Fire Protection, and I got fired after 3 months. Oh, interesting story about that. I was looking for time off because I was going to go to some reunion, and I asked my foreman, I asked my boss, I was like, "Hey, listen, can I leave early? Can I have this one day off because it's the reunion's on the next day on a Saturday?" He's like, "Oh, I'll think about it." 3 days later, got no answer. I asked him again. I was like, "Listen, can I have like half the day off so I can leave?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll think about it." So he never gave me an answer. So like the day before, I'm just like, what do I do? And then I went above him. I followed the chain of command because I wasn't getting an answer. And then he got butthurt about that because I got approved, and then he fired me. So, yeah, it was a messed up situation all around. After that, I went on the reunion, and actually that day, legit 2 hours after I got fired, my dad was like, hey, I got you. And so he went to his friend who owned another fire sprinkler company. He's like, all right, you're hired. I got hired 2 hours later. And then I had to go to what's called MEPS, Military Entrance Processing Station. And basically where you sign the contract, et cetera, whatnot. And I did. And then because I wasn't able, you're not allowed to leave. They don't let you leave because there was a particular thing, whatever they had to do, and I wasn't allowed to leave. And my foreman called me, and he's like, hey, why aren't you here yet? I'm like, I'm not allowed to leave. He's like, they don't own you yet. You can leave right now. I need you at work right now. I'm like, listen, I can't leave. He's like, all right, don't even come back. So I got fired from that because I went to MEPS to join the military, of all things. And the owner of the company is an Army veteran. Anyway, so then I got on with another job called American Construction Supply. They supplied concrete construction supplies across in the valley of my hometown. And that one I got fired. That was my fault. I backed into another company truck, and I didn't tell my boss. And so obviously that's a big no-no. Yeah, I messed up there. And then he said, well, since you can't drive, we can't let you drive. We're just going to have to let you go. And so I got on with a guy who actually delivered to, and I finished those last 6 weeks leading up to my time to be for boot camp. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, like I said, I could not hold a job whatsoever. I needed a paycheck, I needed healthcare, etc. So, yeah, I mean, it was unfortunately, I felt like it was on my only way out. Interestingly enough, I got married to my wife 1 week before I left for basic training.
Oh.
Yeah. Interestingly, so I had gotten engaged to her. I had asked her to marry me, right? I actually did that in a bucket of a ladder truck, 90 feet in the air. So Idahoans' tax dollars paid for me to get engaged to my wife.
That's like...
But no, it was really cool. Hey, Mary, I'll send you some pictures from that. It was really cool thing. My dad actually had a dream about it. And then he made it happen because he works for the fire department. And then he's like, everything that happened in my dream. And I'm just like, oh my.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. So then I was at my construction job, my concrete construction job, just working. I had tar all over my hands because you got to tar the foundations of houses to seal the concrete. Tar all over my hands, tar all over my clothes. I'm wearing, these old used Marine Corps camis and these combat boots because those are actually really good for working in. And my wife calls me up because I had gotten the dates mixed up for my leave date. There's a reception day where you leave for boot camp, and there's the day that you actually enter basic training. So the reception day is when you do all the paperwork, get all your shots. You're basically you're in the military, but it's not actually basic training.
Oh, okay.
And so I got those dates mixed up. It's a week before you actually enter the actual boot camp process. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm so sorry I got the dates mixed up. I'm actually leaving like 10 days earlier. And then I'm at work and whatnot. My wife calls me up and she's like, you want to get married? I was like, sure.
Yeah.
And so we, I'm like, I got off work kind of early. He let us go a little early. And I went home and I showered and I got, a nice plaid shirt, some jeans on, and my wife showed up in her CNA scrubs, and we got the marriage license that day and we got married that day.
That's so great.
Yeah. Judge Gerald Lee. He was really we remember him because he was a very happy judge. He was just like, oh my goodness, you guys look so cute and so beautiful. And there was the funny thing is my parents weren't even there. We didn't even tell our parents that we got married.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so there was one dude in the audience. He was some Hispanic dude, and he was just sitting there. And
I was the witness.
And so my wife already had rings picked out. She bought a couple rings, and then I go home and I show my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, look. And he's like, hey, he did that kind of look.
What?
What have you done?
The interesting thing is that me and my wife were fairly immature at the time, so we didn't know what to do. at all. Like what her thinking was, she was just gonna go back home, back with her parents, and I was gonna sleep in my house. And like we didn't know what to do. It's kind of a funny event, but all in all, like it was so worth it. I would not trade it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world whatsoever. And
don't you get your own apartment type place if you're married?
Yes, you do. That's a nice thing.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Nice. I'm in my house right now, and
nice. Yeah, you don't have to live in the barracks.
Yeah. Don't.
Oh, so you can. Okay, so you're able to live.
If you're married, you get your own apartment
in a separate place. Okay, because you're married. Oh, that's so great. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a nice little. It's a really small, compact, 2-bedroom, 1-bath little apartment. The worst house I've ever seen built. 100%. Oh, it's absolutely like. Here, I'll show you some stuff. Let me see if. Let's see if I can turn. Yep. So I'm gonna close this door.
Yeah.
Right. This is my daughter's room. Okay.
MTV crib.
See that?
It's the cribs.
See how that door's built?
Oh.
LLN crib.
Yeah.
LLN crib live.
Right.
Military housing.
The doors don't even go all the way around. You can see how crooked it is. All right. Let's see here. Oh, my house is a mess right now. The carpets are easily 20 years old. They're supposed to change them out after every single tenant, but no, they're 20 years old easily.
So what you're saying is the government is a slumlord.
Well, the government is a slumlord.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. All right. So I'll show you this dishwasher. Right. So here's the entrance to my laundry room. There's all my military gear, whatnot. Here's my refrigerator. It has to come into the doorway because I can't open my dishwasher. See, it rubs up there.
Oh my gosh!
And you see those chafing right there? That's because this dishwasher hits the door.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a guy.
I feel like we're living.
There's a guy who used to live a couple. Houses down, who would you can legit see where the floorboards are, or where the foundation lays, because it sticks up into the floor.
Yeah.
The carpenter's name was Jesus.
Yeah. It was no. It was manual labor.
Oh, manual labor.
Manual.
But let's see. Like
oh my.
I'm on a slant here. I'll show you. My floor is dirty, but you can kind of see the slant. It starts here and then it goes down here.
I feel
There's
like
a slant there. Right where I showed you, there was constant peeling that we always have to get fixed. Shoot. What else? I guess the nice thing we get. However, they did install this Google Nest.
Oh, what?
Oh, you're ahead of us.
Yeah. I got a free Google Nest. Me being the voluntarist that I am, I turned off the location settings off that.
You don't ever know where your house is now.
No.
They lost your house.
Just turn everything off.
I can control it on my phone. That's what I mean. So for location settings on the app. So the cool thing is I can when I'm at work and I'm gonna go home on lunch, I just flip open the app and I can just set the temperature, turn the AC on before I even get home. So that's pretty cool.
You just download the real easy Skynet app on your phone. It's real simple to install.
Right.
Microphone in that
Skynet.
Oh yeah, our bathroom it should only be a half bath, just a toilet, but they managed to fit a shower in there.
I'm telling you, like you're not losing us because we're in a very small house too.
Did they get a sink? Though the thing is, like a toilet and a sink might have
special sink.
I don't want
you gotta join the.
You got a shower. You don't need a sink.
Scott Pearson has pooped on our toilet.
I pooped on their toilet. You gotta join that club. You gotta poop on their toilet someday.
You gotta come over and poop on our toilet.
Achievement unlocked.
There's a light
Oh,
there's a group for it. There's an LLPM group.
So
is that a dog?
Mysteriously,
that's my dog.
Mysteriously,
she's in trouble for breaking my fridge and eating all my chicken.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it.
I heard a
Should
dog.
go
That's
beat
why
her
I
just 'cause I'm
was.
thinking about it.
I was like,
So
he's got the puppy.
You're gonna get a dog beat for reminding me.
Oh no.
Oh no, my tongue is orange.
my
I'm
bad.
gonna go get her. She
I
wants to
was
be on the-
muted.
She wants to
Wow.
say hi.
You're good
That
now.
was Zoom. That was Zoom. Thanks, Zoom.
Okay. So mysteriously, we'll get like hornets in our house.
Ugh.
In.
No.
We don't know where they come from.
In.
Inside?
Yeah, inside
No.
our
Are they
house.
murder
Doors
hornets?
closed, windows closed. We don't know where they come from.
Nice
Nope.
pajamas, Seth.
Thank you.
That's not okay. The murder hornets or any kind of
You need
hornet
some drugs, right?
inside your home.
Christmas pajamas?
It beats those
They're
lobsters.
swimsuits, actually.
Okay.
It beats the lobsters. Okay, wait. So Seth has some.
Seth is wrangling
some puppy
dogs.
dog.
It's a big dog.
He's got a puppy dog.
And Dave's super hammered, and we're behind time. So
Well, we're not doing an after party.
I know.
in my group, so we're doing an after party live.
I'm just letting everybody know that.
You're out of locos. You're good.
Yeah.
Dave just wants to let everybody
I got
know
another
that
dog.
he's hammered.
I add some
Oh, you want
realism.
the backup?
Oh, fucking Bullet.
Oh,
Dang.
Oh,
I know
that's
Bullet when I
Get
see
your
it.
fucking paws off my keyboard, bitch.
ah.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing to me? Put
So
me down.
A boxer pit.
She's half American and half English bulldog.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful dog.
Thank you.
She's cute.
Which side of the water is she on?
I don't know.
I'll show you my dog.
She doesn't take sides.
Let's
She's
see
a
all the
rebel.
dogs. I want to see all the dogs.
Bring the dogs.
I have to wake up my dogs.
Our dog is
It is,
currently
Sean.
sucking on a blanket.
I want to
well,
see
now
all
I
the
smell like
puppies.
One of our dogs is sucking on a blanket right now.
That's what my dog does. I call it
Samesies.
shaking it up.
Same.
As
I'm
one
always like,
does.
quit shaking up my blanket.
So did anyone blow Trump tonight like me?
Super orange, bro.
I want to see all the puppy dogs.
Oh, another
Everybody,
dog.
everyone bring your dog on.
Drag your dogs on. You got cockatiels.
Birds.
I saw cockatiels. Hold on, I'm gonna,
gosh,
I'm gonna
wait.
take this. He got
Hold on, because
he
these
got
are
the
birds.
cockatiels.
And they're chilling on his shoulder.
Dude, my parents have cockatiels that we
How
had.
much Xanax did you have to give those birds?
No, those are cockatiels, and
Do
it's
they
like I had them
chill?
when I was little,
It's the same one.
and
your
that
parents
bird
have
is
now.
still alive.
Still alive.
And
What
I
the
go-
fuck?
And I go up to
Those
that
are
bird,
awesome.
and I'm like, pretty bird. Who's a pretty
Is that a
bird?
fucking bird?
Who's a pretty bird?
Yeah,
Pretty
no.
bird.
Sonny
He
is
just
still
shit. I saw
alive.
him shit.
Sonny is
Yeah.
still alive. That's
Who is
Dave's
that?
bird
Wait.
from when.
Wait, Dave, is there duct tape on his neck? Because I feel like I've seen this one.
No, that bird ain't broken.
That's a real bird.
No, that bird's still alive. It's still like, still wants to kill me, but it's like so old.
It isn't. Bird
Doctor.
is good.
You call not poor.
Oh yeah, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, do they like
So,
bite your
hey,
ears though?
Mary,
Like, or-
let me. Hey, I'm gonna stroke my cock, Akil, real quick.
Oh, Jake, you stinky bitch.
Come on, bad
It's
boy.
about time.
Fuck.
It's about time. it's 1:15 here over
Yeah.
here. It's
And
about
so
damn
Liberty,
time.
Liberty Late Night ends at 11:30.
It's only 10.
I know. I live on
So,
West Coast time. I
this
live
year-
on West Coast time.
10.
Mary, Dave, this
You
year
can
is
drink by
Ted.
the West
That
Coast
looks
time
exactly like my bird.
That's Sunny right there. That's Sunny.
So, Ted is
Sunny
a girl.
cock.
Oh,
We originally thought Ted was a boy because we rescued Ted from the Idaho Humane Society.
I mean, the head's a little white, but yeah.
They
Ted. Teddy.
they rescued Ted from a bird hoarding house. Ted spent most of her life, a solid, I'd say about 10 to 12 years, 10 to 15 years, in another cage, smaller than the one I have here. I'll show you. Smaller than
That's
that.
sad. Why
Yeah.
would they?
She spent. Well, here, get this, with 15 other birds.
What the fuck?
Shit, you got birds.
That's so sad.
Bro got birds
Yeah.
on them.
So, but no, I'll send you the picture too. The before or when we first got Ted and now, or you see her now. Like she's so, like her feathers and her colors are so much more vibrant. And she lets me pick her up. This took a lot of bonding time because she was very anxious. She still bites me a lot and barely hard.
But
Aw,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you eat chicken in front of them to assert your dominance?
Oh wait, do you eat chicken in front of her for dominance?
She eats chicken.
Oh, chickens don't give a fuck.
No, so
Birds
believe it or not,
okay.
it's actually good for birds to
This is
eat.
my food. This is mine.
Yeah, no.
Oh my
that's-
gosh. That's
Wait.
super white.
Did he just? Who's eating food?
This is a different bird. This is koi.
That's a different bird.
So this bird is retard. This bird is utterly retarded. 100%.
100%. Hi.
Yeah, looks super
Okay.
retarded. I can see it.
She has flown into many a windows.
Aw.
I remember a cockatiel would land on the ceiling fan and we just turn it on. Like
Horrible. That's horrible. But no, she was a few years old. She actually, when my wife got her, she thought, the breeder told her that it was a male, and she laid an egg, so she's not a male.
I've never seen
That's how we found out Ted was a female.
Yeah, evidently
Laid
ours
an
is
egg.
a male.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Was
so
that
Sonny's
movie
a
with the-
male.
with
Yeah,
Sonny's
but
a
I've
boy.
never seen an egg.
So
Oh,
Ted is
that's so
fun
cute.
because Ted will. Oh, there she goes. She's gonna preen my lips.
That's
Preen
so-
your lips?
Did you chew up some word for her?
That's so fucking cute. Oh my gosh. I can tell you what. David would be all for that. He'd just be, because he just loves the birds and they're chewing his shirt, when
So
we're at
this
the store,
one-
and he's just like, I don't care, eat my shirt. I just love you so much.
This one will eat the dead skin out of my ear.
Oh my gosh.
That feels
Oh,
weird.
that
It's
sounds
funny.
exciting.
Wait, but that's like less I
That's-
have to
that's
do.
love.
Yeah, you're doing dishes and they're just eating on your ear and you're doing
Right.
dishes.
Like, here,
yeah, I was
go.
there.
Keeping your ear clean.
Go clean out the kids' ears.
What actually woke them up for this day, I put them to bed, but they're fine.
Aw, well, thank you, birdies, for getting up to hang out with us.
Wake the fuck up, birds.
Yeah, you ain't got shit to do tomorrow.
Michaela, what are you eating
But-
right now? What are you eating?
White. White
Nice.
White lice.
Oh, I
Light
thought you
lice.
said wine. It's like wine. She's
I
I
can
don't know
make
that I would
Japanese-
make your
Japanese,
room in my house
okay.
like that, but you do your
Ready,
thing.
white lice.
Tim, we're gonna hang out,
I
just so you
Oh
know.
my God.
Mary, look. Mary, bird hugs.
Bird hugs.
Mary, bird
Bird hugs. I want to see bird hugs. Oh, is that what a bird hug is? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I want my pigeon.
They're rubbing their head there.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we
I want
gotta
to-
go to sleep because I'm hammered.
My
And
paw.
I'm producing
They're
this. week.
very lovable.
Mary, help me.
Oh, thank you. 'Cause, you know,
Dave's
for
like-
the EPMD kids, I want to communicate.
Oh my gosh.
Dave's gone.
Dave's okay, so there's been like 1 or 2 episodes where 2. Okay, there's 2 episodes where Dave, when we first came downstairs to like the basement to make the studio, and he was just like, okay, Mary, I'm gonna sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
And he did. But before that, he went and he was like, I'm gonna just go for a second, and then he went and slept in the bed, and I was like, for like an
There is no
hour.
Dave.
I'm like, where's Dave? Look at Dave.
Did you even notice he was gone for an hour?
I did. I kept saying like, "Where's Dave?"
But you say you kept talking,
Hey,
right?
do you guys remember when Dadman
But
started his crusade up to deliver to the kiddies to Minnesota? And
He came to our house.
Scott was on the phone.
came to
with
your
us.
house, and then
That
he
was
was
the first
supposed to
time
come
I
to my
gave
house the
Dad
next
money.
night.
Scott was
Yeah.
on the
Yep.
phone.
I passed out.
Yeah,
We were
the
in the middle of a conversation. We arrived. I passed out with my headset, and I just passed out. And we all just gave up talking.
I was like, "Hang on, I think Dadman's coming in the door."
But also,
Yeah.
like when I went
What was
upstairs,
that?
David
Yeah, Dadman
was
arrived at
bleeding
your
all over the
place, and
He was what?
No hole, the one that had a hole.
and I was so drunk. It was like 3 a.m. and I was drunk as fuck.
Don't get money,
And-
okay, not for gas money.
How cute.
Yeah, drink counts
That's
off
adorable.
probably.
they can't see
All
it.
right, oh, that's just the
Yeah.
YouTube and Twitch stuff. So, okay, so we're gonna have
Yeah.
we're gonna have the Hondas on, hopefully, please, guys, next Tuesday.
Hey.
And
Hi.
then Mr. Birdman, I'll just call you Birdman. Can you come on an LMPM exclusive the weekend?
Yes, I will. If you will let me, I will gladly explain more of my views I've learned while being in the Army that I can't explain here.
Absolutely. We want to hear more of that. Seriously.
Oh, stop, Ted. All right.
Fucking Ted.
Listen, you gotta stay on real quick because this is a trip. Trying to get them in their cage, trying to get them to go back to bed.
Oh,
Watch Ted. I'm gonna.
That's
No,
us putting our
all
kids
right.
to bed.
She is high alert right now. You can see by her crest.
Whoa,
Real
look at
stood up.
that. Whoop! High alert! I'm gonna whisper.
Oh.
We're not talking.
Oh, she did it. Oh. Yeah, Ted.
Way to go, Ted.
Way to go, Ted.
Damn it, Ted.
Get Bill in there. All right, Bill was easy. Bill's retarded.
Wild Stallions.
Bill's retarded.
Hey, Hey, Mary, I'm gonna take a shower first, and then I'll join y'all in LMPM. All right?
Okay.
It ain't happening
you
tonight.
know what? We're gonna
We're going to bed.
tonight.
Hold on.
Hey,
Hey, for those of you who are watching this, did you know that Liberty Late Night has a daggone Patreon? It legit costs $2 a month, all right? Okay? So join Liberty Late Night Patreon on top of Liberty Memes Patreon.
On top.
Yeah.
Further
We did not
First
ask
and
him to
foremost.
do this.
And then
Seriously.
join my Patreon and get nothing in return.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
All right.
This has been great.
night, everyone.
So
Hey, good night.
we'll see.
Good night.
After
everybody-
party!
No.
We can't. This is. It's 1:30 here. We can't do after party. I want to, but I don't have enough alcohol to sustain
Hey,
me.
Dave's gonna go to work tomorrow.
Wait, are we not going to Liberty Memes Patreon?
Well,
No, we're not.
we're 2 hours into our life, like
Yeah,
2 hours past our actual like. This is our after party. You were our after party. You were our after party.
I mean, half the
Hey,
live
we still
stream
got
in
time
the
for Liberty
Zoom.
Memes Patreon.
No. Don't. Holy
Dave's
shit.
been drinking
So
a bunch,
early.
and it's
Have
so
a Red
early.
Bull, wake up, you're fine.
Guys, it's 1:30 here.
1:30
I
is
don't
early.
care.
It's real out there.
You can still buy booze. It's not even 2 a.m. yet.
Are you
I
in
can't,
Erie? You get flow within 3 blocks.
If I
Probably.
had,
I don't know the people.
if I had,
If
if
you're
I had
up,
told
they
Dave to
got
buy
it.
me more alcohol, but I was like, oh, just get me a 6-pack, I'll be fine.
No. More.
I know.
More.
I know.
Wait, does it look
So-
like the guy from the movie?
Knock on doors. You'll find something.
Maybe.
Annie, what you got?
Right.
Hey, so are we doing Liberty
tried-
Memes Patreon tomorrow then?
I tried to ask my neighbor like down the street, like, hey, what you got? And she's like, nothing. I'm like, damn it.
Maybe she thought you were asking if she was holding, not holding booze.
What
but
about
Yeah.
holding.
No. Yeah.
Right
Right. My
I
alcoholism
mean,
is
it's like you're in
slacking.
Pennsylvania because you got this fucking.
Hold on,
beer
hold on, we got a
distributor
Twitch guy
that
here.
blows.
I really should have
The
asked
Mad
for
Joker.
more. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
What's the Mad Joker? Woo!
He's a
suck
Twitch
my
guy.
balls.
He's fucking trying to troll now.
Suck my
Holy
balls.
shit, man,
Are
we're
you
fucking
shitting
hammered,
me?
dude.
Suck my balls.
Let's troll the troller. Why don't you suck her balls?
Oh, suck it. I don't care. Twitch tries to come in
You want
all
him to
hot
suck your
and
balls?
say
You want
shit
balls?
like
Oh,
Let's see Mary's balls.
Let's see
oh,
Mary's
right now.
no, the Mad
yeah.
Joker's gonna suck Mary's balls. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Hold
Oh,
Here.
oh.
on. Pennsylvania.
Come on, baby, bring it. Bring it.
Everybody's horrible tattoos.
I am so
I mean,
not
I
afraid
see
of
bunch
Twitch.
non-tattoos.
Ugh.
Twitch comes in all we're gonna say
Yeah,
things
and like we're trying to do like a real
vagina.
interview with somebody,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I have to ban you now because I'm doing an interview. But like right now, we're fucking hammered, dude. We're fucking hammered,
right
dude.
now. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, this.
Okay,
I will just.
and
So bring it.
We sucking balls or what?
No, he likes it. LOL.
Are we sucking balls or what?
Come on, everybody.
Come on.
Notice
What's
that
tattoo?
half of our
right.
our Zoom chat is shirtless.
Also hammered.
Oh my
Mary,
gosh.
hey,
Fuck did I
Mary,
just
are we
walk
doing?
into?
Yeah, no, yeah.
You don't even know, bro.
Are we doing Liberty Means Patreon tomorrow?
We should do something tomorrow.
So what we wanted to do was we started watching
Sucking balls for peace, y'all. I'm doing my part, bro. I'm doing my
So
part.
we started watching. What did we start watching?
X-Files.
X-Files, and we're gonna do it in our Patreon group. Just start watching X-Files in the Patreon because I don't know if YouTube would allow it, but I think Facebook wouldn't catch it because it's fucking old.
Yeah. Wait, how can we do? Where can we go to just everybody? Let's all just get hammered
And watch X-Files.
and hang out. Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom don't give a fuck.
Zoom don't
Hey.
give a fuck.
I don't drink, but I can drink Dr. Pepper.
That works.
I can drink Dr. Pepper, man.
Hey, mate.
My kids
I've been
love
Dr.
Dr.
Pepper.
Pepper.
I kill for my fun.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Tim. Tim's
He's
going to
pretty
bed.
Dr. Pepper, I
Tim
don't
lives
know.
close to us. He's going to come hang out with us. Right, Tim?
Yes, that is true.
I'm just saying that out loud.
All right.
So everybody
Good night,
I
knows.
just fell down.
Good night, love you.
Like,
Thanks for
like I'm
hanging out.
watching, but I feel like we might have out-trolled a fucking Twitch troll.
We have a Twitch troll?
LLN does have a Patreon, yeah.
I love what, no, but like seriously, like Twitch comes in and they're just like, if we're not interviewing somebody,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
I can't do
what?
that.
What? I'm not gonna be like all like, oh, like, I mean, say penis. I don't fucking care. I love the word penis. It makes me laugh. Like, fucking, fuck you, 19-year-old.
Well, what about the word cock? What about cock?
Dick.
All of it. All of it.
You love the cock?
Love it.
Say,
You love cock?
say pecker.
Love it.
I love pecker. Makes me giggle. I mean, all of it. Balls.
That's all it does
Hairy
is make you
nuts?
giggle. Okay, just whack it.
All right, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna play video game.
All right. Thank you.
We're trying to outlast you guys now.
Hey,
We are-
if you got a Patreon stream tomorrow, let me know. I'll definitely join on with Zoom. And if you want to learn more about really what we actually do in the military, I will
Oh, my
gladly.
phone just died.
No,
We
that's
wanna hear
shit,
it. Yeah, we
that
wanna hear
We
it.
talk
Yep.
about on Tuesdays, and we get to know people. That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
Twitch is a troll training ground. Oh, hello. Thank you for
All
telling
right.
me that.
Peace,
Yes, good
fam.
night. Good night. Good night to you and your wife and your baby and your birds.
Cancer time?
Thanks for hanging out.
Yes, sir.
Cancer time.
Oh, we do Kansas.
How are you? What are you guys doing? I'm out of
It's
alcohol.
cancer.
Smoking cigarettes.
Oh, I miss
Oh,
cigs.
that's horrible.
Oh,
You guys know
miss
that's bad
cigs.
for you?
I miss cigarettes.
Did anybody tell you that cigarettes are bad for you? I don't know if anybody told
Yes,
you.
yes, and I accepted that. Just like.
I
or-
actually only started smoking like a month ago, and it's
Oh,
horrible.
shit.
Oh my gosh, you're the worst. You are the worst. Oh my
No,
gosh,
no,
you
no.
know better. You
Dude.
know better.
Dude, do not.
She stopped breastfeeding and started smoking.
Yeah, no, it's. I
Not funny.
understand.
That's terrible.
We went
No.
to Vegas and it
We
was
went
all
to
over.
Vegas and we were up all weekend, and that's what.
It was all over. We didn't
Oh,
sleep for
that
3
makes sense, yeah.
days. It's like,
But then
Wanna-
stop. Then stop after that.
I miss this.
Well, smoke something good.
Right?
oh, I mean, there is more to it on why it
Hi, Scott.
continues.
Hi, Scott. I love you.
Great Scott.
And I love your goatee, and it's so long. It's so much longer than last time I saw you. I want to like just run my fingers
All right.
through it.
Well, I
It's
had
like,
last time you saw me, I had the handlebar mustache.
yes. Oh my gosh.
There was no
yeah.
goatee.
There's nothing, and now you have all this hair. And there's Seth. Fuck. Seth just turned 34 the other day, guys. Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
did.
Shit.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Why do all these Twitch people have different colors
So
in my
much
fucking
fun.
restream
I don't
chat?
know why Twitch people
Like he's
have,
red.
I know.
I abandoned
Fearless.
Twitch.
You've been
But
to
people
Twitch.
are like dark blue and
and
it-
red
it
and
messes with
green.
my chat.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
don't expect that.
Sean Hatchie wants to know what's
Really,
going
I'm
on.
smoking because I have to deal with stupid court thing. So yeah. there's that.
Sonny came in. This shit's still going on. It is. Sonny.
I'm trying
It's like
to
the
end
old
it. I'm
school.
trying so hard to
My
end it.
stepdaughter's
Not gonna let him in.
Remember when we would be like only 2 hours in now, and we'd stay up till like 5,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sonny would pop in
Yeah,
at like
you still got like
5:30.
4 hours to go.
And Sonny'd be like,
Quick
"You guys are
adventure,
still in here?"
15 minutes in and out.
Yes, it's the Applebee's of
It's not even
the
close
internet.
to 6 a.m. there.
Yeah, I know, shit.
All right.
When I see the sun
Mary.
coming up or hear birds, listen,
Listen, Mary.
listen. I've drank 4 Locos, so now my brain is really
Oh,
fucked.
fuck.
Oh shit.
Just think Night Mary, but like magnified. Whoa,
Yeah, I had some 4 Locos. So.
Nightmare with caffeine alcohol.
Night, Mary.
Guys.
Sounds like an even better reason to have that party.
So like I'm gonna shut down the Zoom meeting soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, Sean
Oh,
actually won
on.
2 games of beer pong. How can we play beer pong together? I don't think we can. We need to go to the
figure it
Shorts
out.
house to play beer pong because, like,
All right,
oh,
I'll
they
say
just
goodnight
had
for
it.
the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Guys, Scott, you're a winner.
I'm hanging up before you hang up on me. Bye.
That's
Wouldn't this
called
be great if
empowerment.
This was like all the Zoom meetings. Like I'm gonna go before you
I
go.
want to say bye.
Sonny says
What
I
the
went
hell
to
is
buy
going on
beer
with her
and watch
face?
you guys, but the count logs their alcohol. Oh, that's so sad.
We got a
It's
big
lip.
screen over there.
Bottom lip.
What's
Okay.
going on?
And what'd you do
I'm
with it?
sad.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
sad.
So,
She's sad.
Sad.
She's sad.
but it did another thing. There was
Everybody
another
abandoned
thing.
us.
She's sad.
All right,
Okay.
fine, bye.
So,
We just went for a fucking fruit, so.
oh gosh, no,
No, I'm the worst.
no, this is.
And this
Oh.
is my cross to bear. That we have to go to bed. We have children. They're
Listen.
bleeding all over
What
the
do
house
we?
earlier.
There's no way.
Nobody
No,
knows that I
think-
went upstairs and one of our kids was bleeding all over the place.
What do you mean he's bleeding? He had a bloody nose.
Yeah, like like Jane making the noise had nothing
Yeah.
to do with anything. I just covered Jane up and David was bleeding all over the place.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he had a bloody nose.
Okay,
Okay.
so here you go.
We'll stop it. It'll pop it right up.
Okay, so how about tomorrow we buy some more
More Zoom time.
more Zoom time?
No, it's
more
free, I
booze?
guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Okay, so let's do this.
I mean,
'cause
don't
it's-
give them money until they ask
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah,
They
hell
didn't
no.
ask it, they
Hell
gave
no.
it to me.
Don't. Yeah, they're just gonna. We just say like, oh, we're gonna cancel and be like, here's 85 more years of Zoom. Thank you for free.
That's what you do with Restream. If you message
Yeah.
them, they give you like a huge discount.
Yeah, like oh, I'm done. Don't go. All right, so I mean, if you guys are
Oh
free
my gosh,
tomorrow,
you're the only people left.
we can hang out. Like
I know we are the only ones left. Everybody else left.
they're the,
So the
they're,
Bukkake turned into wife swapping.
they're the David
Oh,
Mary.
shit.
And our
You're right.
manager, somebody tag Ryan Seifert. Our
You're trash,
fucking
too.
manager. Our fucking manager left Ryan Seifert. Somebody tag
Oh,
him.
just knocking on the door.
Let's eat it.
You're the David Mary for the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
David Mary for the West Coast. Yes. Cool. And we're the Hondas of the East Coast. What?
Actually.
That's
What?
an awesome name.
I
I
mean,
love that.
you're in Erie, and it's not quite the coast.
Nah, I
You
know.
got that
It's
lake.
the coast of the Great Lakes.
The coast of the Great
It's a
Lakes.
huge lake.
We can be that. That's cool, right?
Which one? Lake Erie? Come on.
Nah.
Lake Michigan's bigger, I'm pretty sure.
Lake Erie's the smallest of all of the lakes.
What?
It is. Is it the smallest? Oh, the shallowest? No, it's not the shallowest.
4 inches is average.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna do our math.
It's average. It's like 1.5.
That's average.
Four.
That's fine. Who's measuring?
Oh, Sean.
U.S. Theological Society? I don't fucking know.
Sean Hatchie, tomorrow is his dad's 60th birthday party. I wish I could be there because I'd super hug your dad.
Yeah,
'cause he's
Sean,
fucking
these are
awesome.
the Hondas.
Yeah, your dad is amazing.
White Honda, not white Honda.
So we're gonna.
I haven't even changed my last name yet. So.
I'm going to tag you, Sean.
She
I know
hasn't
you're welcome.
either.
Well, I
Oh my
mean,
gosh,
officially,
we've been
like,
married
no.
for like 30 years, and
No.
and she's still not.
I
Willow
mean,
Musk.
officially, like with the Social Security people,
Yeah,
like
no.
I just haven't gone to the Social Security office because, like, they require it here since there's an office here. Like, I can't just send in paperwork. They're like, you need to come in, and I'm
So,
like,
Yeah, I'm not
tax
a fan of paperwork. And
yeah.
now
And I'm like,
she is.
but there's like an elevator in an old building,
Yeah,
and
fuck
so
that.
I feel like I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to
Yeah,
do that.
I don't trust those East Coast elevators.
No, me
They're
neither.
like 120 fucking years old. They were built by Irish people that were drunk.
Oh, wait, that's my people. So I should just go on it because that's my people. Like Irish
But you married a
drunk
Pollock,
people.
right?
But he's a Pollock, so
Yeah, she's
I'm
Polish
gonna
by
be.
injection.
I know
I
who the
should
fuck
just-
your Pollock. He's an Alski.
So
I used to hang out with Grant, and I know your people, Dave.
We're
he
fucking
knows your
crazy.
people. I want to
know a
know
lot
who
of
you know around our area. That's what I want to know.
A lot of fees.
If you know anybody who's on Dead Tour between 2000 and 2006, I probably know him.
We could too.
Yeah, no. It's just my experience is eerie. Is like in between shows doing
Yeah.
bad things.
It's doing all right. Well, COVID kind of fucked it up, but you know, like we're doing all right.
Hotels are doing great.
Our hotels are doing fantastic. The mall is great. All the food chains, major food chains.
I'm seriously gonna
Yeah.
pass out on the floor.
Okay, Dave's gonna pass out on the floor. Y'all are coming
I
back.
want to skip.
Can,
Pass
can-
out on the
can we
just
bring
right
you
in
guys
the
back?
chair.
I want to bring you guys back.
I feel you.
Can
So
we do a thing? Maybe tomorrow. Let Mary
Alright.
Mary get some more liquor in her. Right?
All right, Mary, you go put Dave to bed.
I will.
Tuck him in. Fluff him up.
I'm the fluffer.
Who does the finishing?
Did I say that out loud? Well, I'm all of the things, you know.
Oh, okay.
She's every woman.
Well,
I'm every woman.
wifely duties and all that.
Oh my gosh, I love you guys. I can't wait to hang out.
Love you
like,
too.
really. Good night.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Come on, Dave. Kill it. Kill the feed, Dave.
Do the thing, Dave.
I thought I did. Fuck.
Oh yeah, press F for Dave.
Move the
Yes.
40-minute time limit on your
Um,
next group meeting.
Oh, if you
How
schedule.
do I
we'll
schedule
run the-
now? Where the fuck is that screen?
Zoom's making Dave schedule
Yeah,
things.
go
right
away.
now.
Oh my gosh.
Zoom is like, when's your next meeting? We need to know when. You have to schedule it now. Yeah. How'd you do the fluff stream? So
No,
this
I
was
can't.
fun.
Sean, fuck shit.
Oh, sorry, Sean. When did our manager Ryan Seifert fucking leave? He left.
I need Ryan now.
You need Ryan now. Somebody tag Ryan Seifert and just say Dave needs you, Ryan.
All right.
Okay, even though we're about to shut down, but somebody needs to say that so that he knows. Also, I am sad because he was shirtless and had some underwear he was going to share, but
What?
you did, Sean. You made it home safe. I am also home, but at this point,
Good night.
yeah, I love you guys so much.
I don't like your T-Series. Nothing personal, kid. But I must go all out. Just this once. Bob's or Vagana, whichever will it be. Set the fuck down, T-Series. I'm here to spill the real tea. You tryna dethrone me from spot on number one, but you India, you lose. So best think you haven't won. When I'm through with you, we're gonna be completely fucking done. Cause we only just begun. I review you. 0 vibe is gone. So come on, T-Series. Looking hungry for some drama. Here, let me serve you bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series just put themselves in their pajamas. So who the hell is Bob and why you wanna kiss him? Ew. I'm a blue-eyed white dragon while you're just dark magician. Oof. You You got a fifth of the population in your nation, but I got 90 rolls of worlds to hold your defecation. Oops, multipatlo, what the fuck is that even supposed to mean? Your language sounds like it come from a mumble rap community. No papa, yes papa, Johnny. Now download the sugar and let's throw this fucking party with some bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just wet in their pajama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. You got a population of 1.32 billion, but most your videos can't seem to hit even a million.
Magic potty baby, your bottle's all done. It's potty training time, will be so much fun. I help you with your training dance, you make me so proud. Your potty feels like magic, then it flushes out loud.
It's fun to help Magic.
Leave a like if you are depressed.
She doesn't even know.
Oh my god, are we back on? Fucking shit. Yeah, no.
So,
what?
anyways,
huh?
Like it, comment,
Refocus
follow,
on
do all this stuff.
Magic potty baby's on. I'm just fucking posting shit.